I didn't want to be a person who cries at someone's death.
Why?
Because I think that it is not necessary.
Just see that you are afraid of death.
Last year, my grandmother got an attack in front of me, and I didn't panic at that time. I was able to get her hospitalized and everything. But when I returned from the hospital, to my surprise, I cried, and from then I started to know. I started to work on this only. I started to learn about myself so that I can work on it. I watched your lectures, some books too, but yet I'm not able to move forward from it. So that is why I was asking that.
There should be no desire to move forward because you do not know what forward means. Forward too is just a concept, an imagination, no? What do you mean by forward? Please tell me.
Sir, I didn't want to be a person who cries at someone's death.
Why?
Sir, because I think that it is not necessary. Why am I being?
Is that what you think? Is that what you think? Or is that something that came to you from somewhere? Are your other values and actions consistent with this thought?
That is one of the part of my question. I think I know it, but I'm not able to accept it. I observe my actions. I saw my problem, but what is the solution, sir? I read.
No, you don't have to look for a solution. Just keep going into the problem. The more you go into it, the problem disappears, and that is the solution. What you want is a solution along with a problem. No. How it internally operates is you enter the problem, and because you enter it, it disappears, and that is the solution. In mathematics, you have the problem written here, right? And then there is a solution. You want to apply that framework to the inner world also. That framework doesn't operate there. How it happens internally is there is the problem. There is a problem, and you enter the problem. You say, okay, what is the problem? Where is it coming from? And the more you approach the problem, you find it unraveling, and that is the solution. No solution exists outside the problem. The solution is in entering the problem. So don't apply these external frameworks to inner situations.
So, sir, how do I enter the problem? Let's make it a case.
Yes.
She got hospitalized. I cried. I was sad.
Right.
I thought why I was sad. I can say that because I love her, because I am in fear that she will die. Now, how do I move forward? What is the next question?
No, there is no next question needed. Just see that you are afraid of death. You are afraid of death, right? Let that stay. Why do you need to quickly hop on to something else? There is fear of death. What does death mean? Disappearance of something you like. Why do I want continuity? Why do I want continuity? Why do I want more of something? You only want more of something when what you have had of it does not suffice, right? Why does it not suffice? These are the questions that, play with each other and remain, and there is a progressive deepening of the question. It never reaches a conclusion. You just stay with it. And in that staying, there is a deepening. That deepening ends at no point. In fact, you started, when you started speaking, you started off by saying, yes, we have now reached a conclusion. Something. You use the word conclusion. And I noted that because there was no conclusion we came to. And all conclusions are dangerous. You don't need to conclude. Conclusion means end. You say you are afraid of death, but conclusion is death. So why do you want to conclude? Isn't conclusion a death? There is this living process of inquiry, organic inquiry, branching out into this, that, and you want to put a full stop to it. You want to have an answer because you don't want to live with uncertainty. That's how one knows himself. I am eager to come to a conclusion. Why? Because I can't live with uncertainty. Why? Because I'm afraid. And that is death.
So, from all these conversations, I could infer that, like, this is my understanding that there is a very fine line. On one side is nihilism, on one side is dogmatism, and on this fine line, I'm searching for truth. But if I don't believe in anything at all, if I reject all existing structures and all existing examples of people who have been here before me, who have searched for the same truth, and who might not have been successful, or they, whatever their story was. So, what am I gonna do with my own time and my own life? How do I move forward?
Not believing does not mean disbelieving. Disbelief is also a belief that something is worth rejecting. Not getting it. Because you want to believe, I say there is a problem. Don't do this. And when you say, I will not believe in this, that too is a problem. Because that too is a belief. Just like theists and atheists. What to do with all the words and literature of those before you who have written books and passed on their wisdom? Read it. But how do you know that those words are exactly communicating to you what they wanted to say? So keep it tentative. Never trust yourself too much. That is the first and fatal belief, most fatal belief. Trusting oneself too much. I believe I have understood. I believe I have understood. There is this book that you are referring to. Read the chapter once. It will mean one thing to you. Read it 5 times. Something else will open up. The same chapter. And these are very precise chapters. 1 page, 2 page. Never believe that you have understood. Never conclude. Never let it end. Are you getting it? Why do you need to say, this is it? That is an end to your own journey. What's the fun in living then if the journey has ended?
Sir, can I take the example of Albert Einstein in this scenario? He was arguably the greatest physicist of his generation, and he used to quote, God doesn't play dice. Maybe if he did inquire into the other systems as well, he might have understood something. So, such a great physicist. And he didn't have that clarity at the end. So, shouldn't we hold on to maybe a certain thing that maybe if we do this we will find clarity? Because at the end I feel like the goal of life is to find clarity and be
Clarity is nothing to be found. Clarity is like clean air. Air clear of pollutants. Clarity is like that. So clarity is always a thing of progressive cleansing. It is not something you can come to. It is not a statement of conclusion. It is not a finality. There is a lot that you believe in and you keep testing it and rejecting it. That is the process of clarity, a lifelong process. You never come to clarity because it is not a destination. It's a process. It's not a state. You understand the difference between a process and a state, right? Clarity is not a state. It's a process. It's a process. You can keep coming to it, like you can keep coming to 0 Kelvin. You can never reach the end of it, the absoluteness of it. That is not possible. And when you're talking of Einstein, you are talking of someone who dealt with the material universe, right? The subject of the senses. Einstein was not somebody who was anyway going within. He was not even in the attempt to gain inner clarity. So yes, his example can be instructive, but only to a point, not beyond that. What happens is, when you come from a science or technology background, clarity to us often means an answer. Yeah, eureka. Well said. I got it. Now finally the jigsaw stands solved. So that's your concept of clarity. That's not clarity. You can never say, I've achieved clarity, or I am enlightened now, or whatever, or I am liberated now. It's a lifelong thing, because pollutants will keep entering the air continuously. So you have to keep clearing the air continuously. That's the process. That's the process. Just download the Acharya Prashant app, and there you go to the community section, and you have live testimonials streaming in at the rate of 1 every 5 minutes. I'm seeing lives change in thousands, if not millions, every day in front of my own eyes. We are doing it.
Right.
We have actually done it.
Join the community of more than 2 lakh participants on the Acharya Prashant app. Your first month is completely free. You'll get full access to Gita Mission. On the app, you will get regular live sessions, daily exclusive conversations with Acharya Prashant, access to the vibrant Gita community, wisdom exams, curated news, audiobooks, quotes, and much more. Search Acharya Prashant on Google Play Store or Apple App Store and download now.